So Gucci Mane just dropped his newest album, Voices, and I was fortunate enough to get a track on this album. I actually did the music, the loop part, and here's what the loop sounds like. So I ended up sending the loop to my guy Grizz, and he told me we got one. So a few weeks went by, and after that, I got a contract in my email from the lawyers. But before I could sign the contract, I actually uploaded the contract to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT broke down everything that was in this contract. This was the first time I did this after years and years of making beats, and today I want to show you guys how much I made and what ChatGPT told me to do about this. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Damane. I'm a music producer. I done produced for the biggest artists in the world, Drake, Gunna, Lil Wayne, Young Thug, Lil Baby, and I've helped hundreds of producers get their first placements, their first beat sales, and some of their first plaques. Let's get into the video, guys. So we're gonna go through what my new music lawyer, ChatGPT, said about this contract and if I should sign it or not. Let's get into it, guys. Got it. I reviewed the Gucci Mane, Damane Forced Producer Agreement. Here's my professional breakdown as your music lawyer, focused on protecting you, Damane, and flagging unfair and risky clauses. Sounds promising. Let's get into it. Quick summary. You're engaged as a co-producer for one track titled Forced for Gucci Mane. You're being paid $2,500 upfront plus 1% producer royalties, and you will get publishing on the composition. That's 16.67%. Okay, that's what I saw in the contract. Key issues and how they affect you. I love how they're just breaking this down immediately. Like, this is crazy. Number one, advancement and recoupment. $2,500 is fully recoupable from your future royalties, meaning you won't see any royalty money until Guap Atlantic recoups all recording costs and your $2,500. Very interesting. I normally do not have recoupable advances, but most of the time I'm the main producer. This time, one of my great friends, Go Grizz, was the main producer, so I'm gonna kind of follow his lead onto what he had going on, because it's kind of his situation and I just happened to do a loop. So let's get into it. Worse, the label recoups from Gucci Mane's net artist royalties, not directly from record sales. That means if Gucci Mane's account is unrecouped, you won't get paid either, even if the song earns money. Okay, to be honest, I have never heard of this. So maybe we're gonna ask ChatGPT to expound on this. I've never actually heard of that part. Wow, it's actually giving me a suggestion on how I should negotiate back with these labels. It says you should add language such as, producer royalties shall be payable once recording costs, excluding artist advances, are recouped by the label and shall not be dependent upon artist net recoupment position, which I agree with, which is totally fair. So we're gonna look into adding that. I probably will have ChatGPT edit and send my renegotiation, my counter offer with all of these things. So I'm excited about this. This is saving me $1,000, right? So let's get into number two, the royalty rate. You're getting 1% of the royalty-based price, the producer's basic royalty rate. This is very low for a credited co-producer on a Gucci Mane single. Typically, rates range from 2 to 5% per producer, depending on the contribution and status. Now, this is not a Gucci Mane single, so I'm not expecting the world. And it says, this is what you should do to fix it. Ask for 2.5 to 3% or at a minimum 1.5% with most favored nation status. Not sure what that means. We should look up what that means. With other co-producers. So if they get more, you'll get the same. Okay, so what is most favored nation status? Most favored nation means that you'll get equal treatment to everyone else in your same category. Nobody will get a better deal than you. In other words, if another co-producer like Pooh Beats, London J, or Go Grizzly on the same song gets better terms, more money, a higher royalty rate, or a better credit, your deal automatically bumps up to match theirs. Okay, dope. So let's say you get 1% royalty, Pooh Beats gets 2% royalty. If you have a most favored nation clause, your royalty will automatically increase to 2%, keeping everyone's equal. Now, this is the thing, right? In this actual contract, it's saying that I'm listed along with London J, Pooh Beats, and Go Grizzly as co-producers, and if I add this, it will give me the same percentage. But to be completely honest, I've been in the game for a while, and I know that as a loop maker, I don't deserve the same percentage as my co-producers on this particular record, because one, they placed the record, which is huge, way more important than making a loop. They made the beat. Huge, way more important than making the loop. They got in the studio and did the song, left their house, go made this connection with Gucci Mane. That is worth way more than me just sitting in the comfort of my home making the loop and sending it to my home. That's worth way more. So I completely understand getting paid less. And you guys should too if you're trying to get into the industry. I'm just giving you guys a behind the curtains look of how this kind of thing goes down, especially for loop makers. In this situation, I'm a loop maker. So let's get into the third clause. Ownership of the master. The master is considered a work for hire and owned by the label permanently. This is standard, but confirm your producer tag cannot be removed. You're protected from tag removal without your written approval. Okay, let's get into section 4. Publishing song split. Split sheet in Exhibit D shows that you have a 16.67% writer share. That's fair and properly credited. They also agree no mechanical caps. That's good. You'll get the full statutory rate for your share. Make sure that your PRO BMI is updated with this registration. So I'm gonna go into my BMI and I'm gonna update my entire my registration for the song. I have to go register the song, make sure that everything is together. And I actually made an entire video on how you guys can do the exact same thing. You really need to go create a BMI account, ASCAP account, CSAC, something like that. That would be the first step if you're really trying to get into the music industry and you want to get paid. You need to go create an account. And I broke down royalties and everything about how to get paid as a music producer in one of my previous videos. I'm probably going to link it down in the description. You guys should go check it out if you're interested in really making money as a producer. Also, before we move into the next section, I want to invite you guys to join my private producer community where we're going to be helping each other learn and grow as producers. It's headed by me, Damane. If you don't know who I am, obviously I produce for the biggest artists in the world. And what I do is help producers like you start selling their beats, start getting into the industry, and start really taking this stuff more serious. I'm gonna also give you guys all of my drum kits, multi-kits, melody kits, everything that you need to win as a producer in 2025, 2026. You can also get access to some of my classes, and you'll be surrounded by producers that are really winning. So it'll be easy to start networking, collaborating. And I do a lot of classes about networking, how to brand yourself as a producer, how to get into these opportunity zones. Click the link down below, join. Also, you can click and join my free class too. I'll see you guys there. Let's get back into the video. Number 5, Sound Exchange royalties. You'll get 5.55% of Gucci Mane's Sound Exchange artist royalties via a letter of direction, which in the industry, we call that an LOD. You fill that out with every single placement that you get because you get paid from different royalties, which I also broke down in another video. So I'm not gonna get into it here, but every time you get a placement, you're gonna get an LOD, letter of direction, for your Sound Exchange account, which you need to make in a Sound Exchange account as well, okay? Let's get into number 6, audit rights. You can audit GUAP Enterprises, but not Atlantic directly. If Atlantic underpays GUAP, you're out of luck in case they audit Atlantic and share the results, which is never gonna happen. At least you'll get your pro rata share if they recover money in an audit. Be sure to calendar your audit window. You only have 36 months to object to a statement. Okay, this is super interesting. Obviously, as a loop maker, I'm never gonna audit Gucci Mane. But I mean, I could see this being useful if I had like a super mega hit and I really wanted to make sure every dime was being accounted for, which in the music industry, you're never gonna make sure every dime is being accounted for, but super interesting to know that. I should put a couple of my contracts in here and see how it goes. So let's get into number 7, restrictions. You can't reproduce or re-release any portion of this song or composition for 3 years after delivery. Standard for exclusivity, but make sure this only applies to the specific track forest and not to your production style or tag. Super interesting. I've never had a contract being broken down to me like this. Normally, I send it to the lawyer, I ask him what he thinks, he redlines it, he sends back the counter offer, and I don't even know what's going on. Normally you have to just trust that the lawyer is doing the right thing. I've never seen like this broken down in this way. So this is super interesting for me as well. Number 8, credit protection. You are guaranteed produced by Damane credit on all records and metadata. That's strong. They must also use your sound mark and tag unless you approve otherwise. That's excellent protection. I don't happen to have my tag in this song. I rarely use my tag, but super interesting to know as well. Number 9, indemnification, risk section. You have to reimburse GUAP if any sample you use was not cleared, even years later. Luckily, there are no samples in this beat. This is standard, but dangerous if the artist gave you the sample. Ask for language clarifying that you're only responsible for samples you personally introduce and not those provided by Gucci or the label. Super interesting. I'll be telling you guys about using them samples. Samples gonna have your ass in the lawsuit. Like, you use the wrong sample, they're gonna sue you back to the Stone Age, bro. I always tell my students, make your own melodies, bro. Please, just save yourself the headache. I've seen it end badly too many times. Okay, suggested add-on for this section. Producer shall not be responsible for any sample or third-party material supplied or approved by the artist, company, or their representatives. Cool. Number 10, jurisdiction. See, like, I've never heard of any of this, but I haven't heard of it like this. Governed by New York law, standard, but no, all disputes must go through New York courts, not Georgia. Interesting. Okay. Fairness scale. Okay, they gave me an entire fairness scale for this contract. Super crazy. The advance rating, 5 out of 10. 2,500 is low for a Gucci level record. 2,500 is not bad for a loop. 2,500 will be very bad for a beat, but I'm sure they made $10, $15, $20,000 off the beat. I'm fine with this. 2,500 for a loop is fine. Royalty rate, 4 out of 10. 1% is too low for a co-producer. Ask for 2.5 or 3%, which I would ask, and I still might ask, but this is not my play. If it was my play, I would be heading this shit, but it's my boy's play, so I'm not gonna do anything to jeopardize his situation with this artist or with these labels. Even though I think me countering offering and being like, yo, let me get 3%, and then they'll hit me back and be like, okay, you'll get 2%. I don't think that's gonna jeopardize his situation in any shape, form, or fashion. I don't think it's a big deal at all. It's really not a big deal. But we'll get into that later. Recoupment, 3 out of 10. Being tied to Gucci's recoupment is unfair. Credit protection, 9 out of 10. Excellent. Tag and name is protected. Publishing split, 8 out of 10. 16.67 is fair and confirmed. Sound exchange, 9 out of 10. 5.55% share is good. Audit rights, 6 out of 10. Partial access, not directly to Atlantic. Sample liability, 5 out of 10. Risky without the carve out. Okay, so maybe I need to add that into the contract. Overall fairness to you, 6.5 out of 10. Reasonable structure, but underpays and over recoups. ChatGPT just keeping it real. This is so crazy to see this. My recommendations. Okay, so for the last part, we're gonna get into what ChatGPT recommends that I do about this contract and should I sign it. Let's go. First recommendation, negotiate royalty to 2.5, at least 1.5% if it's equal to others. Number 2, untie your royalties from Gucci's recoupment status. Number 3, add a clause excluding responsibility for label artist provided samples. Number 4, request most favored nation treatment with all other co-producers. Number 6, ensure your tag and credit are locked for all releases in DSP metadata. Number 7, get a signed sound exchange letter of direction. Don't rely on verbal promises, which we always do that as well. Would you like me to draft a red line version of this contract showing the exact edits you should request in lawyer format? That would make negotiation with GUWAP's attorney smoother. That is crazy. Yes, I would like a red line. That is crazy, bro. Like, literally, this ChatGPT is acting as my music lawyer. This is insane. Wow, this is amazing. Should the red line be assertive, lawyer to lawyer strong, or diplomatic, friendly negotiation style? Damn, that is crazy, bro. That is insane. Okay, act as a professional music manager. What would you suggest as my manager? Boom. Smart move. That's exactly how you should be thinking before locking anything in. It says that as they advance, a fair market Gucci Mane producer advance is $5,000 to $7,500. Minimum, we should counter $5,000. Manager's advice. It says, let's bump that up to $5,000. Brixton Mane's name adds value, and he's co-producing alongside top names like Pooh Beats. It needs to be at this level. It says, even if they push back, it sets a tone that you know your worth. Number 2, the royalty rate. This is ChatGPT acting as my manager now. Currently, I'm getting 1% of the royalty base. Industry norm for a co-producer is 2 to 3% depending on the involvement. And that's what I'm saying. My involvement was like 0 in this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna go back and forth about anything, okay? I've gotten hundreds of placements. I've been through this process a million times. I know how this goes. And normally the contracts are not terrible. You know what I'm saying? But this is super enlightening to see ChatGPT break this down as my music lawyer and as my manager. Recoupment fix. Okay, ask for this. Ask for royalties to be payable once all recording costs. Okay, cool. Yes, please send a redline version. And this redline version is what I'm going to send back to the label, and they're going to send me back another counter offer. This is the thing you guys got to know about music industry labels. Anytime that you get a contract, it's always a negotiation. You're always expected to send back a counter offer. No record label is sending you, they're crossing their fingers that you don't do this. They're crossing their fingers that you don't get a lawyer to look over what they just said. You know what I'm saying? Some music labels are more fair than others. Some of them will try to push certain lawyers on you so that they're in cahoots with each other to get you. But most of the times, it's more or less almost fair. Like they'll send you something that's a little less than fair and, you know, expecting that you're going to counter offer with something that's more fair, and then you're going to agree. But if you don't do that, then they're just going to take advantage of you not knowing. But this is why you have a mentor like me. This is why you surround yourself with producers that have already been in all of these situations so that you're not here guessing. And plus, I can show you how to get into these situations. So like I said, if you want to take any of my classes, you can join my free class. Click the link down below. Or if you want to get even closer and really lock in with us, join my VIP community. You'll be able to send your beats to me. I'll be able to listen and critique. I'll bring some of my celebrity producer friends to come listen to your beats as well. And we can let you know how to improve in the next steps that you need to take in your music production journey. Click the link and join the VIP below. And also, I'm going to give you guys all my kits. Like I said, we do Zoom calls every single week. It's amazing, bro. I definitely would advise you to join if you're really trying to take this serious. Now it's like, would I say I don't need a lawyer? I'm going to be honest. I would probably send this advice to a lawyer, get a real lawyer's to look at what ChatGPT said, and he might be like, yeah, this is solid. Or he might be like, nah, you're missing this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I might do that for another video if this video gets a lot of views. Because I'm super interested to know, do we even need music lawyers at this point? Do I even need a manager? Now, I rarely use a manager, but I do have somebody that I can call if I really need a manager. Like when I was first coming up in the game, I used to be my own manager, but nobody knew. Like I'll have a fake email and I'll be like, all right, bro, just email my manager. And it was really me just emailing them back. You know what I'm saying? They thought that it was my manager, but really it was me because I needed that 20%. I couldn't afford to get that 20% away at the beginning of my career, bro. I had a whole lot of tricks I had going on to make things run smoothly, man. If you want to learn from me, learn how to get placements, sell your beats and everything, like I said, join the community below. I appreciate all the likes, comments, and subscribe. First of all, go stream Forced by Gucci Mane. It's on his newest album. Shout out to my boy Go Grizz. Shout out to everybody in my community. Appreciate the likes, comments, subscriptions. I do all these videos myself. I edit them myself, and everything is based on my real life. It's all original content. So if you guys appreciate that, give me a thumbs up, drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop a comment.
So I want to share a quick story, explain with you who I am and what I do. My name is Damane. I'm a music producer from Atlanta, Georgia, and I don't work with the biggest artists in the world, Drake, Gunna, Lil Wayne, Young Thug, Lil Baby. You name it, 21 Savage, I don't work with them. And not only was I able to do that, I done spent the last 3 years helping hundreds of producers just like you start from absolutely nothing and start selling their beats, getting their first sales, getting their first placements, getting their first plaques, even some people getting record deals, bro. You need to surround yourself with people that have accomplished the things that you want to do in your life if you want to win. And that's why I created the Producer Pathway. What is that? The Producer Pathway is the #1 community for producers where we're growing, learning, connecting, and simplifying the process of producing. You're going to get access to 5 hours of course videos taught by me. You're also going to get all of my kits, all of my loops, all of my MIDI packs, every single thing that I have to offer. You're going to get. Also, I'm going to give you a copy of my newest book, Brick by Brick, where I started from absolutely nothing and told the story about sleeping in my car to working with Drake and working with the biggest artists in the world, how you can do the same thing. You're also going to get access to the Bricks Academy Lite, which is a super light version of my 6-week-long program where producers learn how to sell their beats, get placements, start networking, and start getting progress. You need to be around people that build you up instead of break you down, and that's why we do weekly Zoom calls with the industry's top producers so you can connect with them one-on-one and start networking. Bro, for everybody that's on this video right now, I'm gonna do something so special. I'm gonna offer all of this stuff at a price that is truly ridiculous. If you're a music producer or a beat maker, this community is for you. Lock in right now and become a founding member before the price goes up, guys. You're gonna be getting weekly calls, kits, MIDIs, plug-in presets, melodies, copy of my book, a copy of my course, a copy of my... Actually, I just did a viral content creation guide. I also put that in there. It's a whole bunch of awesome stuff, guys. The time to act is now. Join the community. Just remember, sometimes it's the smallest decisions that could change your life forever. Get around people that are winning, that can show you that everything that you need to know to take your career to the next level. This could change everything for you guys. Click the link, join the community, and I'll see you guys there.